Bullshit baddies, come chill with Ari and Lee up in the house tonight. Best believe they gon' change your life. Bullshit baddies, those bullshit baddies, bullshit baddies, bullshit baddies, bullshit baddies. Best believe they gon' change your life.
What's up, baddies? It's your girl, Luscious Lee, in the building.
Y'all, I'm really I didn't know it was going to be a thing all season.
All that ass Ari on the ones and twos. How y'all doing today?
All right.
How you doing today?
I'm good, actually. Good? It's been a chill weekend.
Yeah. I'm feeling good. You know, I just went and watched a movie with the fam bam.
Bizam.
Mm-hmm. And it was pretty good.
We love some quality time.
We do.
The familial quality time.
And you know, with the things going on in my family members and the way them kids want to be.
That familial origin right there, boy.
Things like that, you know, it's nice to get together and just see what's up.
Act like y'all normal.
You know, act like you know. Anyways, what we talking about today?
So today we're talking about things we wish we knew before our first sexual experience.
Ooh. That's, you know, dun, dun, dun. I know. That one hits it cuts.
Jugular.
You know what I mean?
That's up here. Jugular.
Come on, anatomy expert.
I'm just trying to, you know.
That one cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that it cuts so much is because when you're young, you just think you know.
And do.
Right? You
couldn't tell me nothing.
You know what I mean? And hindsight really is 20/20.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, I really didn't know anything. You know? No, for real though.
No, it'd be
really
real crystal clear.
It's yeah.
Crystal light. I'm sorry.
Crystal light.
That's what we're doing today. That's
we're
on.
No, so hindsight is 20/20. And so the stuff that, you know, as you go through and have all of these experiences, especially kind of depending on background and stuff, it's damn, I really didn't know shit.
I ain't know shit.
And I thought that I was a sex
I knew
expert,
I was the shit.
You know, and actually wasn't anything. No kind of shit.
Nah.
And I think
not even a doo-doo.
Go away. And I think what makes this episode even more fun is because we asked a couple people too, their thoughts about it. So y'all gonna get a little
titty bitty.
You know what I mean? On you know, other people's thoughts and opinions and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So okay. So the first thing that we kind of came up with for this when we were asking other people, general consensus was some people said they wish they would have waited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
I'm sorry.
Are you gonna be able to handle it?
I don't think so.
This is the energy
this
I have
is
today.
what we're giving today, and
yeah.
I just need to get with it.
You do.
I need to get with the program because obviously I'm not. I'm actually on another chapter.
It's
but
really sad.
Let me continue to turn the pages, and I'm gonna catch up. Yeah. And you said that yours was. You said that was something that you wished too that you would have waited.
Yeah, my first sexual experience was
story time.
It was age 14. It's given way too young. And even worse, y'all, my brother is looking through the window like a motherfucking stalker right now.
Hold on, Sawala.
We recorded B.
He paid. Ooh. And
So my first sexual experience was at 14, way too young, and
do you think way too young for you, or do you think in general? That's
for me.
Okay.
I think
good.
It's all subjective. I think if
go.
an individual, a preteen teen, has been given proper sexual education throughout their whole life and has a good understanding of their sex life, their sexuality, then 14 may not be too young for them if they fully understand the weight of the decision that they're making.
And that's the thing.
And
right?
that's the thing. Your girl did not. She did not. So.
But you thought you did or not?
No, my first sexual experience was solely based in rebellion.
Got you.
Yeah. Because your girl's dad was like, that sex stuff?
Nah. We ain't none of that.
Nah,
don't
you
participate
do that.
in none of that.
And your girl wasn't even thinking about sex at the time.
Yeah.
So as soon as I was told it's something I can't do,
you were like, what that sex do? What that sex
what
do?
Does
what that
it
sex
do?
at?
I'm trying to see what it's about.
I want all the sex.
And the way I went to go see about it was on school grounds, broad daylight, outside, in a pile of leaves. Like,
It's giving fall.
it's giving fall. Fall for the grace of God. Like,
It's giving Lucifer.
it's given
Fallen
Satan.
angel.
Yeah, it's given very, very unsafe. We did use protection, so
Yeah.
that's good. However, I know what the fuck was going on.
That's fair.
Not at all.
Real quick, because maybe the people want to know. The people. How long, like, was the decision? Like, how much time in between the decision of, like, your dad was like, nah, and you was like,
Yeah.
right? Like, how much time was in between that? Because, like, the way that the story's, like, unfolding,
It's given like days. It's given hours.
It's given like
Blaine told me
Dad
no.
was like, nah,
And
none of
I
that
left
sex shit.
the house and
you was
went to
like
this pile of leaves.
looking for the
peeping
sex.
for the dick. Where is it? I just need a penis. Doesn't matter which one.
It don't matter.
Don't matter.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I don't remember the length of time, but I do think it was like a couple of months, maybe.
Okay.
It wasn't same day shit. But just so y'all know, that is very much my energy. Very much. On that same day rebellion. Yeah, so I definitely wish I would have waited because I did not know. I didn't understand penetration. I didn't understand lubrication.
Yeah.
I didn't understand any of the Asians,
Yeah.
if you will. Like, I just didn't know.
Yeah. So then, how was your first time then?
So I don't actually consider my first experience my first, like, good time. Like, yeah, it was like, oh, penetration, but like a little bit down the line, I had sex with another individual, and I considered that to be like my first true sex experience because it was far more intimate. Not only intimate, it's just like I felt more knowledgeable. The person was very safe and like walked me through it, talked me through it. So it was just totally different. It wasn't based in fuck you, dad. It was based in like, this is something I want to do.
Yeah, I got you. That's fair. And I think from some of the other people that we talked to, one of them was like a rape response, right? Like she kind of disclosed that she was sexually assaulted,
And
and then
trauma response.
and after that experience, she became like aggressive, right? When it comes to sex,
Hypersexual,
hypersexual,
absolutely.
right? But she didn't know that was like a normal response, right? Like there's more than one response to like sexual assault, and
Or
that's
any
one
trauma.
of them. Yeah, and that's one of them. And so it was really, it was like really sticky because she's like, I don't know if I would consider this consensual because of
The
like
origination.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
It's a
because
fair argument
and
as
because of
well.
like the age that she was too, right?
Yeah, very young.
And
Preteen.
then what did wait, what did someone else say?
Hoe ass dude.
Hoe ass dude. Yeah, he was like, I wish I would have waited. We was
Just
like,
because
why?
I was a hoe ass dude.
Yeah, because I was a hoe ass dude.
Full stop. In a sentence. No further explanation. So, as I do, typed it down in quotes.
Question: do you think that people are saying they should have waited because like two of the people that we talked to are married, right? And this is just speculation, right?
Obviously.
Because we're not asking them
In this
that.
court of law right here.
Yeah, of course. Court is in
Judge and
session.
jury.
But do you think it has anything to do with because both of these people like grew up in the church? Do you think it has anything to do with the thought around like saving yourself for marriage? You know what I mean? And
Is my
like
lip
wanting it
curling?
to
'Cause
be.
it feels like it
It
is.
is, and
Okay.
I don't want you to like judge it, but
no,
like
that's not. That wasn't a judgment curl. It was.
just like strong disagreement.
Yeah.
Okay, but I guess what I'm saying is because there's something in religion, right, about
Purity
like
culture for
yeah,
sure.
purity and wanting to be like have sex be something so intimate that you want to have it
With only one
with
individual.
only one individual, right, and that individual be your forever individual,
And
right?
that is also purity culture is also based in monogamy. Do I have my phone over here because I've been doing reading, and I just first digression of the episode.
There will be many.
There will be many. This is just the first. And the quote is, So this is out of a research article I was reading about, like couples who experience sex and their sexuality and how they bond and things like that. And I quote, "Furthermore, historically, the practice of monogamy was designed by men, not women, for the purpose of ascertaining paternity to enable inheritance of property." So that's what it, like, a lot when I think about purity culture, I think about the historical basis of like where it came from and why it was so important, because back in them days, DNA wasn't like, they didn't know how to do that. You couldn't be able to tell unless you were only with one partner.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So same energy. So yeah, I do think so.
I got you. I think for me, I don't wish I would have waited. I think that my first time, I mean, y'all already know this from like episode 1. I'm not bragging. Yes, I am.
Yes,
I tried to be humble, but sometimes a bitch ain't gonna be humble, right?
She's never been humble about this, y'all.
But you know, so like you guys know about my first time, but I think that it was, I felt ready in that, like, I even though I didn't go to like my parents in like a traditional sense of asking questions, like my boyfriend at the time, I mean, I felt that he was knowledgeable. Like, I trusted him. Any questions that I had, like, he had answers for, or if he didn't have the answers, he's like, let me find out. Right. Cool. And so it just created a really safe place for me. And at any point if I felt unsure about anything, or was like, that part don't make sense, help me understand it, you know, and he was just really open. Right. And it wasn't like weird and like a secret, and
it was normalized.
You know, it was heavily normalized for me in a sense. And like, it just kind of, I guess, gave me more confidence in like my decision to kind of feel like, so it was like feelings, and it was like you with like being more knowledgeable, I think, and like just like a whole picture for me. And I wish more people had that, right? Like, I wish more people had like a safe place to be able like to ask the questions. And I do that with like my clients too, like especially them teenagers.
Ask
right?
those stupid questions, please.
I say, you know, I'm like, I know why you texting this girl, like, you know, y'all talking about puppies, and then next you trying to be like, but let me show you what this dick do. Like, and like, no, like, no segue.
No.
Right. We were just talking about puppies and t-shirts, you know, and like,
those have nothing to do with sex if that's not your kink.
Right. And so, you know, things like that. But I'm like, I try my best, at least in my practice with, especially with teens, to like, what questions do you have? Anything that I can answer for you, I will. And I'm like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Nope.
Like, it's gonna be real, and it's gonna be evidence based, right? Because you know, I'm like, what I gotta lie for, you know? So like, this will just help you. And like, sometimes they ask me like really good questions, and sometimes they just they're nervous because it's an adult still.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Did you have any adults that you were comfortable talking to, like, about sex?
Yeah, growing up? No, not even one.
I got you. I think I wished that's something I would have. Well, in a sense, I did. Right, my sister's 10 years older than me, and so her friends are 10 years older than me. And so like adults, right? Like, yeah, like young adults. And so I was able to like talk to them and ask them my questions. But yeah, so many people don't have that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't grow up in a like sex positive household.
Yeah.
Which is crazy when you think about where I am now, and I'm Miss Sex Positive. Maybe that's why. But I definitely, I couldn't. The few conversations I remember regarding about sex and like sexual anatomy and puberty and things like that were all from my mom. And I specifically and I wanted to ask her this earlier, but I specifically had a memory of her putting on this video where, I don't know how they did it, but it was, you could see the inside of the vagina and the penis insertion, and then you can see like what cum looks like and all of that. And that was really fucking traumatic because I didn't understand the images.
What was happening.
And while this video was playing, I was getting my hair done. Oh. So it was just a whole weird situation.
It is weird.
It is. And it didn't provide any clarity to me about like what sex is and how how eggs are fertilized and how babies are created, how like all of those things. It didn't answer those questions. It actually brought upon more questions because I was like, what the fuck? The actual fuck am I looking at?
So were you given the opportunity to ask questions?
No, definitely not. We just stopped doing my hair and I went to bed.
Here's this
And
video,
I dreamt about this weird ass shit.
like this big ass penis coming from
It
out of
wasn't even
nowhere.
big. It was just, it was so weird because still to this day, where was the camera? I don't understand the logistics of it at all.
So
Like, at all. And like, this is back in the 90s, you know, this is early 2000s. So like, we don't have technology
that's
like we do.
government type stuff though. You know, your mama
Weird.
where she used to work,
Weird. It was so weird.
she got some 2022 video up in the 90s.
I'm
Like,
telling
she-
you, like, I don't get it. But yeah, that's what, like, and I had weird experiences like that. I got a book about body and it was like, you'll grow body hair,
Yeah.
and you'll do this, and you may have these hormones, but like, again, no opportunities for follow-up questions. Like there was never the whole like, okay, I'm gonna give you this book and then we could talk about it. It was just, here's this book. I hope you figure it
luck.
out.
Good luck.
Like, it was
Good luck, Chuck.
Yeah.
That shit is funny.
it's probably why I'm so damn good
That's
at like
hilarious.
researching stuff now.
Because you had to go and get it.
Literally.
You had to figure it out on your own.
Cosmopolitan.
You got it. You got
It's a bitch.
it.
It was a bitch's friend, and that's actually not
okay.
evidence-based
Yeah.
and not research
It's-
based,
no.
and it's given non-science
It's
for fuck a.
it's a non thing.
It's a non-thing.
No, and I wonder if that's why I'm so like strong on like sex positivity too, because like I wasn't really given the opportunity to really ask questions or to even be told anything really. It's just like, yeah, like sex happens, but like,
But it only
wait
happens when you're
until-
married, yeah.
it's like wait until you get married, purity culture, right? And I wish that I would have known that like purity culture and, you know, like religious culture isn't like the only way,
Yeah.
right? I wish I would have known that there, you know,
You can
sex
have your
isn't-
religion, you can have
Yeah.
your faith, but it doesn't negate science and
Yeah.
it doesn't negate like anatomy and things like that. Like the two can coincide for sure.
Yeah.
And I know I wasn't raised in a space where that was a thing.
Yeah.
And
It was like you wait.
and you wait and you wait
You
and
wait
you wait.
until marriage. Even which
And
is
interesting enough, like I never was told wait till marriage.
no. I
I
wasn't
really have
not by
information about
not by my
sex.
parents, but it was like in the church, right? Like
Oh,
they,
that's
you know,
fair. It's
like
like
they
unspoken spoken.
yeah, like they would say, you know, like sex is a beautiful thing between two men. So there would always be like this
And
caveat.
not only that, and then it's like heteronormative on top of that.
Yeah.
Between a man and a woman.
Yeah, it would always be man and a woman. So, thoughts on like losing your virginity, and this is why your lips, y'all. Where Profizi at? He gonna have to close up on this part right here because the way her mouth turned up. No, and this is why I say that, and I know that we have similar thoughts on like the whole losing your virginity thing, but we. I'm sorry.
You want me to pick it up from here because
Yeah.
you're struggling? Yeah.
No. So I wish that I would have known that it's not a thing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like it's literally made up.
Yeah.
Like it's not like nothing
Go back
happens.
to what I
It's
just read.
not- yeah,
Historically.
it's not like backed by science. Like nothing
What is
happens,
science?
right? As far as like losing your virginity, because if you grew up in like purity culture and like the church and religion, when you have sex for the first time, it's just your first sexual experience. But there's even though I really enjoyed it, there was guilt associated with it afterwards.
Okay.
Because I lost my virginity. So like in a sense, I did something wrong because I wasn't married to the person that I did it with. Thoughts? Go.
I hate it. I absolutely hate that language. I am literally trying to abolish it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I fuss at my clients all the time as soon as they start talking about that. And like, I lost my virginity. I'm like, you didn't lose shit, my guy. Shit, you ain't lose a damn thing. What you did was you had your first sexual experience, and I hope that experience was
positive
consensual and
and yeah.
positive. So definitely reframing and redefining that language is something I'm very, very passionate about, because it's not a thing. Like the whole like, oh, your first sexual experience, the hymen breaks. You can sneeze hard in your hymen break.
Yeah.
You can fall off a bike in your hymen.
You can
breaks.
ride a bike in your hymen.
The hymen is not, and for individuals that don't know what the hymen is, the hymen, and when you think about I love a diagram.
Come on.
When you think about the vagina, this is going to be your clit. This is going to be lips right here. And then the vagina hole, there's like a film, a piece of tissue that's supposed to be there when you don't have sex, when there's never penetration involved. It's really not a thing. There's been plenty of research that describes like how easily the hymen can be broken. However, due to purity culture, that ideology and that is really strong, and it still persists today.
It runs so deep.
It's given blood, it's given veins, it's given lower intestines. It's deep in the shit. Right. So,
and it's interesting too, though, as you're speaking on this, because it's like you try to have like a debate about this with someone, and because it runs so deep, it's like they can't possibly understand, and it comes out
as a violation of their faith,
right? They accuse you of like pseudoscience, right? Of like not this new age way of thinking, but it's like not.
It's not. Yeah, this has been something that has been debunked for at least like 15 years.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. And I hope we're not bursting anybody's bubbles by saying this. Yes, Ma, let him out. We can't never have no peace, y'all. We just be trying to court.
Stinks is in the building.
Stinks is gonna be. Y'all already know. Y'all already know the mascot of the baddies. Y'all already know what's up.
What the dude do.
So yeah, I really do believe that because it is so based in the purity culture that it's hard for people to kind of separate the two, even though it has been something that has been debunked.
Agreed.
We talked about like how we didn't get a lot of information about sex from our families and from our parents or anything like that. You particularly said you got a lot from your sister's friends.
Yeah, I did. So my sister's 10 years older than me. I think I had sex when I was like 16, so 26. So like young, mid to young adults and things like that. And like I got from them information about like shaving and like it's so funny. I remember things like that. And I remember the first time like I shaved, right? And they were telling me, they were like, yeah, you want to like make sure that you shave before and things like that, right? And I was like, okay. And I had never shaved anything before.
So they really pressed upon you that you have to be like clean shaven in order to have sex?
Not necessarily, but they were saying maybe you might feel more comfortable.
Okay, that's fair.
So they didn't say like do this. They were telling me what they do, in a sense, right? And so I was like, okay, like, but what do you mean? Like, what do I do, right? And like they literally showed me, like they didn't get naked, but like they had like they demonstrated like with a leg up, and they were like things like that. It was really helpful. But then what they didn't tell me was like after you shave for the first time and the hair grow back and the hair starts to grow back. And so I'm like walking around here fucking thinking pussy on fire.
Thinking you got cramps.
Like not knowing what the fuck is going on. Trying not to scratch because I'm in public.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, y'all could have told a bitch like. Yeah. And they just thought the shit was so funny. They was like, oh yeah. Like,
it gets
forgot
real.
to tell you that. But like you start to, like it stops itching,
Once your hair starts growing.
Yeah, but like they were like,
That's interesting though. Did you get any information about like STIs?
And no, I did from
my boyfriend. Know the difference? Like at that time, did you know there was a difference between STIs and an STD?
No, at that point, no.
Oh, okay.
But I got STIs weren't a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wasn't like talked about at all.
Yeah, it was solely STDs.
Yeah, and so, but I did from my boyfriend. I did. Yep, I asked him.
She gonna keep with this like fake ass humble brag. Continue.
But I did because I remember asking him about that.
What questions did you have?
I asked him like, what the fuck are STDs? Like, how do you get them? Like, which ones are we at risk for? Do you have any STDs? Or things like that. So And he like went down the line, you know, like explained it to me to like the best of his ability. And like there's this one time we were talking about STDs. He actually brought me to his uncle's house, and like his uncle talked to us about them. Because apparently his uncle was like down bad up in these streets when he was like a young whippersnapper,
And was getting
like
getting the eyes of the D's.
Had the firsthand.
Not the first-hand knowledge.
Her first-hand knowledge about them. But I think what's also interesting though is because somebody that we asked about, you know, things that you wish you would have known, and somebody told them to wear 2 condoms.
Please don't wear 2 condoms.
Which is the uncle didn't tell us to wear 2 condoms, but he did say like just make sure that you protect yourself, wear a condom all the time, things like that. But he never said 2. What
did you random thought like were you taught how to put on a condom?
Yeah.
Who taught you? Okay, yeah. We're gonna wrap this episode up real quick because like I'm not having a good time. So I never learned that.
No.
I learned that I had something I had to teach myself, cucumber action. Definitely didn't have any conversations about STIs, STDs, and things like that. For y'all's information, the difference between an STI, sexually transmitted infection versus sexually transmitted disease, an STI is treatable and curable, and STD may not be. It's more chronically based. So when you think like herpes, HIV, AIDS, which can progress to AIDS, things like that, those are considered STDs. STIs could be BV, which is bacterial vaginosis.
Chlamydia.
It can be
right?
It can be crabs. It can be yeast infections. Any of those things.
Yeah.
Those are the difference. So treatable versus chronic. And there goes.
So then, how did you get your information then? Right, about them? Research.
And not like I
the
didn't
Dewey
know.
Decimal System, bitch. You win it.
No, I had no knowledge when I was having sex. Like I used protection, but I didn't know the risk if I didn't use protection. Like when I say I was very ignorant, and not only ignorant, also naive.
Yeah.
In these
But
streets.
that's so common though.
Yeah,
right?
I really was. Like I was a person, like I told you already, like I had sex as a rebellious tactic because I love fucking up systems and I love pissing people off, particularly my father at that age. So those are like I just did it, and I didn't care the repercussions. I didn't understand the repercussions. I didn't even think there were. So it was not until probably my 20s, even early 20s, that I would say I really was like, I'm very happy I don't have an STD. Yeah. Because a bitch should. Like I just was not making
Were you not safe?
I was not making smart decisions because I didn't know
the impact of not.
Exactly. And not only that, I didn't even know what smart decisions looked like.
Yeah.
I didn't have that knowledge.
Which is why like we're going to some kind of way start doing like these sex ed courses. And I know like we live in Texas and like it's abstinence only education in Texas, but we got to find a way to break that door down.
Out of the governor's
Do you know what I mean?
office.
We have to find a way to break that door
Greg.
down because it's so important, like especially for like those formative years, those kids learning how to, they're just learning everything and they think they know everything, but they actually don't know shit.
Yeah, they don't know shit. Teens and preteens are annoying, that baseline.
Really? No, it's so true.
Did you get any information about oral sex? I mean, I'm gonna stop asking you shit. I'm done asking you questions. Would you like to ask me something?
Did you get any information about oral sex?
So for me, fucking hate it here.
I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. This is something like you should be proud of this because you have an experience I wish I had, and you had an experience I wish all people can have.
Yeah.
Like you really had a very safe space and a partner who was about teaching you about sex, and that's what I hope for people, and that's like really my basis of being a sex therapist plug,
which is why we're like kind of doing this episode too, right? So that if you are a teenager and you're like listening to this and you have all of these questions, like you can seek out the answers, right? Like you can, you know, there's answers to your questions. No question is dumb, especially
I don't believe
when it
in
comes
a stupid
to sex,
question.
right?
Yeah, because there's so much about sex that's not talked about.
Unknown,
and not only that, like it is ever growing and it is ever evolving. So types of sexual experiences people are having now may be different than the types of experiences that people were having 10, 15 years ago, just because of what's becoming more public. I think people have always been fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And always been doing nasty
yeah.
shit, but because everything was based in religion, purity culture, things like that were pushed to the corner. And they were
Agreed.
definitely like hush hush and you shouldn't talk about it. So a lot of that now is coming to the forefront and allowing a space to talk about it. But again,
Fair.
like, it's nothing for you to apologize for sure.
And specifically speaking, like a question that, like, for heterosexual sex partners, a question that, especially with the first time, right? Like, where the fuck does the penis go?
Yeah. The vagina, if you
Right?
choose to.
If you choose to,
If you
right?
choose
Generally
to.
speaking, like in heterosexual,
Yeah.
especially like your first time, right?
And there could be, I hate this word, but there could be slippage and like you can enter the anus and not know that's not the vagina, especially if, like, again, you don't have any
don't
knowledge
know
about
what's
sexual
going on.
anatomy.
Yeah.
Because what do schools not teach you?
Sexual anatomy.
Sexual
Sex
anatomy,
stuff.
sex things, tings, if you will, with the Z at
Sex
the end.
tings.
Yeah, like none of that is so there can be mistakes like that happen.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it as long
Right.
as there's no pain, everybody's
Yeah,
comfortable,
and
you can
that's the
proceed
thing.
as you would. But like, if you don't have the information, how do you know you're not in the right hole?
Right. That's
It's
true.
like dead that serious.
No, that's very true.
If you don't know the goalpost is at the end of the soccer field, how you gonna kick a goal? You know, you over here trying to shoot a
fair.
basket,
That's
but you're
fair.
playing soccer.
You're playing soccer.
Yeah, it's not working for you, my guy. It's not.
Oh shit. Y'all, it's like,
And even like when you think about, side note, because
This
we do
lady.
speak a lot on like heterosexual experiences.
yeah.
Even when like I had my first experience with a girl, I did not know what the fuck
You
I
didn't
was
know
doing.
what was
Oh
going
my
on.
God.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew for sure I was giving the worst head in the world.
Right, right.
I did not know what I was doing. And I have a vagina, but
Yeah.
like even then it's like
They're different.
vaginas are different.
different.
Vulvas are different. Pleasure points are different.
Yeah.
So like,
Like
being
it's like what
op-
feels good to you might the other person might be like, this is
this is
actually rank.
whack. Yeah. And so like, and that's where I had to learn in those experiences.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, things that, exactly like you said, things that I consider to be pleasurable may not be.
Yeah.
And even though the basic anatomy of a vulva
Is about the same.
is about the same, there are different parts. Clitoris hoods can be bigger.
Yep.
Lips can be bigger. The inner and outer lips, people are staring away from major and minor because your inner lips can be larger than
Bigger
your
than that,
outer
yeah.
lips. So they're leaning towards language change is inner versus outer lips. So those types of labia, if you want to be technical. Always. So different types of labias, different types of like where people's G spots are
Yeah.
and things like that. Like I'm telling you, I was giving trash. I'm giving dumpster.
Is it dumpster fire?
Not even fire. Fire would be at least hot. It was no. The answer was no.
Not cold apple pie, bitch.
Apple pie. That was the worst thing somebody ever said.
It's like
A
somebody
pussy was like cold apple
cold
pie.
apple pie. What? First of all, that's disappointing. Like at best. It's disappointing at best.
I don't even know what to do with that.
It's disappointing at best.
Cold apple pie.
Cold apple pie.
I literally imagine like a cut, just one slice out, the thick chunks.
It's yeah.
It's giving ooey gooey, but not.
but not.
But not.
It's actually even stiff.
Structured, if you will. Foundational.
This pie, it won't move. It's like it's the giving no cushion. I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm done. So wait, what even were we talking about?
Nobody knows. Maybe a little bit of anatomy, maybe a little bit of oral sex. I don't know. We're bouncing around this bitch.
Oh shit. One of these days we're gonna stay on topic. That's a lie. I couldn't even get through it. I couldn't even continue with the statement. Like,
So your first experiencing squirting.
Yeah.
What did you think that was?
Piss.
Pee. Urine.
Yes.
Straight up.
Confucius. I am Confucian.
The confusion of it all. Yeah, didn't realize that although there is some urine.
There's some urine in it.
It's highly, highly, highly diluted.
Yeah.
Like, it's like almost no urine unless you're very dehydrated. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of diluted urine with female lubrication. And it comes out a different hole. It comes out of your two glands. I can't remember the formal name of two glands right outside of the urethra. I thought it was pee too. And my partners at the time
thought it was pee.
But which tells you a lot because those nasty motherfuckers kept on pushing.
Oh, you just gonna pee on me?
Yeah,
you just gonna pee on me?
And me, daddy, not peeing. No urine.
What normalized that for you? Was it when you got in your 20s or when like porn?
So my first time squirting was definitely like in late 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, because I squirt from my A spot. That's the only way I can squirt, whether that be fingering, penetration, things like that. Some oral can get me there if it's just like clitoral stimulation, things like that. But yeah, so when it happened, I had that experience. And then me being of the curious mind was like, what's peeing during sex?
Yeah.
And then it led me, WebMD. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And then it led me to, no, this is squirting. This is where it comes from. I think it's called the skis glands or something like that.
Yeah,
glands.
something like that.
And they're very like millimeter. Millimeter. Woo! Millimeter.
Millimeter.
That millimeter. We're smart, y'all. There's a lot of degrees sitting right here. A whole bunch.
68 degrees.
Oh my God.
Degrees,
oh my God.
85.6 degrees.
Yeah. Some Celsius, if you will. I swear to God. Yeah. But they're right beside that. So that's when I learned. I was like, oh, that's not pee. And even then, like, also queefing. Have you ever queefed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely was told I was farting. Like the question was, are you farting? And I said no, but I was like, I don't know what I'm actually doing.
Well, because it's a box, right? It's an
air hole.
You know what I mean? And so like
you're literally
shove something in it and the air's got to go somewhere.
Yeah. It's an air
Sometimes
hole.
it goes out and it makes noise.
Yeah.
More on that in our next episode.
Weird things. Also weird things.
Okay. What about like, because I think this is where we're going. We're talking about oral sex a little bit. And like, what do you wish you would have known about that?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I wish I would have understood the logistics of giving head to a male, like an individual with a penis. So I wish I would have understood that. I wish I would have. Yeah, because I didn't know how to breathe while giving head. I didn't get that back in the day. There was a lot of not fun choking and gagging. Yeah, it's happy to be here because a bitch should be dead. So there's that, and then like I also wish I would have understood like when an individual eats something, how that can impact the taste of their lubrication.
Yeah.
And specifically Pacific Oceanly semen.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was dating a football player at the time. I did a lot of secret fucking because I gave this man head under a bed. Like,
was this still your rebellious phase?
Probably.
Yeah. She's like, I
don't know. I can't keep up. But I was under a bed. We didn't have sex. I just gave him head under a bed. Twin size at that.
There's not a lot of room.
There's no room. It wasn't on any risers.
It's him squished.
and I had some shit squished in my face.
It's
Like,
giving
so I was
headache.
giving head. And when he came, it was really, really bitter. And
We ate asparagus or something.
no, he was on supplements and vitamins because he was playing football.
Yeah.
And so I didn't understand that, and he couldn't explain it to me. So that was where like part of my like cum phobia came from.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God.
Did you shame him?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
like,
did not.
Did like young Shay shame?
No, I
someone?
took it to the chin.
Yeah.
Didn't because I swallowed it, but like I took it to the chin,
Right,
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean? Like I didn't say anything because also didn't know
Didn't
it
know.
wasn't supposed to taste like
Yeah.
that. Like that was my first time swallowing semen. So it was one of those things I was like, I will never, ever do that again.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest liar.
Who is?
Me. It's
You are
this girl.
the biggest liar.
I am.
Yeah.
Because I definitely
Did it
love
again.
to swallow
Did it
cum
again.
all the time now. But my way of swallowing it changes. Back of the throat will not taste it
Yeah.
because of that exact experience.
I got you. That makes sense.
So I didn't have any information. At the end of the day, like I really am thankful that I had to go through an entire program in order to call
help.
to call myself a sex therapist because I didn't know any of the things that I knew now. And even my experiences as I grew up and as I had different partners that were more open and things like that, like when I was first introduced to toys and when I was first introduced to like porn and things like that, like watching porn while we're fucking and like mimicking what's going on during the porn, really good time stuff. Like
Yeah,
that all
that's
came from partners initiating, not me.
saying let's do this.
Yeah, until I had that.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open your eyes to a whole new world.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Bird to be. Like, for real. Because that's what
I
it
got
was.
you.
Like, those
Yeah.
experiences, those individuals, similar to your first, like, created a safe space,
get you.
encouraged me to ask questions, empowered me to say my needs. And that is when I feel I came into my true, like, sexual being and who I am now as
Yeah.
a person.
I get you. I love that.
Love that for me.
So pretty much what you're saying is in our sex ed course, we also need to tackle oral sex
Yeah, for sure.
and like different tastes.
Yeah.
How like it's like the same thing, right? What you do for one might not work for the other and things like that. Like because people are
Explaining
different.
the variety of body parts and genitalia. And also
and
just
they
a
look
little
different.
Yeah, and also educating people that boobs are not a sexual organ. And so sex organs literally make babies. So your boobies can't make babies.
Yeah.
So it's not a sex organ. Just putting that out there.
I mean, it's not sexual when you see a woman breastfeeding. She is not trying to turn you on.
No, she's not. She's literally
her
trying to
baby.
keep the infant alive.
She's trying to feed her baby.
It's given survival.
Get over yourself.
Maslow's hierarchy. Jesus, you can't even see the nipple. It's in a child's mouth.
Shut up. Shut up.
Am I doing too much today?
You're not. It's hilarious. Okay, before we kind of end.
Oh, we're ending. Cool.
But I want to kind of go into like the porn thing, right?
Yeah.
And like watching it and like what you wish you knew, kind of before your sexual experiences, like when it comes to like porn and like how it plays a role in people trying to do the things on the porns.
I watched a lot of white people fucking.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
Did you think that's what you were supposed to do?
I did, and I didn't even know there was a whole world of black people.
You didn't know about that Ebony.
I didn't know about the Ebbs. I didn't know about
You
her.
didn't know about
I only knew about the magazine. I know. That was not in my category searches.
Yeah.
So like I watched a lot of like white people having sex, and we've talked about it plenty of times that like porn is not a true depiction of sex.
It's not.
It's not. It's really based in violence and male pleasure.
Yeah.
Fuck the patriarchy.
It can be like if you're, with someone who's safe, it can be fun, kind of like you did to like mimic the things, right?
Yeah.
All in good fun.
All in good
right?
fun.
But it's like you cannot expect like your sexual relationship to be a porno.
No,
Although
it's
you
not.
can make your own.
You can, and we encourage you to do so. But it really is like there's so much non-consent based, like implied non-consent and things like that based in
what's
porn.
funny is even like the porn directors, right? When like you hear them speak about it and they're like, this shit is not sex, right?
No.
Like, you know, they know what to do to like get people turned on, to like keep the people, you know,
These
watching.
are professional
They're professionals,
actors.
right? So like not only are the, you know, the filmmakers and the directors professional, but like they are actors, and so they know exactly what to do. And like there's like cuts, you know what I mean? Like there's like, okay, hold on, like next time you go back in, do this, right? Like they, you know, they speak on this, and they, because they know it's like a performance, all of them know that it's a performance. Like it, you know, they know like this is they even say like, do not expect like this to be your sex life, because it won't be.
Exactly.
Right? And I wish that that's something that I knew.
I agree.
Kind of like in what is that? I think it was like Euphoria I was watching, where Maddie was. Have you seen Euphoria?
No.
I don't watch anymore, but I did watch like maybe like 1 or 2 episodes. I don't like the idea of like hypersexualizing like high school kids. You know what I mean?
That's part of my issue a little bit. Yeah.
So, but you know, but I did watch it because like the hype and like Zendaya, and who doesn't fucking love Zendaya? She's
Our baby
amazing.
mama. Yeah.
But you know, there's this one episode where it's talking about how she like wanted, you know, she would like emulate and like practice, you know,
what you look,
you know,
like
what
during
you
sex,
do,
what you sound,
like during the porn, you know, during, so that when so she can like make sure she's performing her best, and like
that's
make her
all
partner
based
feel
in pleasing.
Yeah, make her partner feel the best, like he's doing really good whenever like they're having sex and things like that. So I wish that I would have known, like I wish I would have known that shit ain't real.
Yeah, because I definitely thought it was real when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have been able to see at that time more people that look like me, look like my body, my skin tone, all of those things. Because it did create some like body image dysphoria for sure.
They thin.
And not only that, like their pussies are small.
Yeah.
And mine's not.
Their pussies are small. Their tits
nipples
are huge. Their
nipples
are
are small. Like and so that a lot of that
they
created.
actually don't have a uterus, because what stomach?
Yeah. None of those things. So it caused a lot of like just bad images for me in that way. And so I do wish I would have had that knowledge now when I was younger. But now that I do have it, it is helpful to know. Yeah. And even like when I watch porn now, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You can, well, because now you know, right?
Yeah, a bitch is smart now.
And like
she can't say
it's don't worry about the mu going blind.
I can't say that.
I got you.
That measurement.
And we can, you know, and now like hopefully with things like this, we can kind of educate people on that too, though, right? Like you're not going to look like everybody else, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. But sex can be pleasurable for all people.
I agree.
You know, is that a good ending?
Yeah. Sex is pleasurable for all.
As long as it's consensual, baby.
As long as it's consensual. Jeez.
Listen, that's gonna be it for us today, y'all. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at
the BS Baddies.
We are also on that book
face,
that tube, that twit, same handle across all platforms. We at the BS Baddies. Look, check us out. Comment, let us know how you like the episode. Let us know what you want to see. If y'all got questions for us, listen, leave it on our comments. If you want to shoot us an email, it's on our Instagram page. Reach out to us. Let us know what you're thinking. We do. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you think about the episodes. And don't forget to rate us, y'all. Listen,
we like those little star things.
Don't forget to rate us.
Yeah.
And we catch y'all in the next one.
Ooh, ooh.
Gang gang.